Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to tonight's Midwest High School Hockey League broadcast of your Dubuque Saints and the visiting Lincoln Stars. Warm-ups are done. JV contest is completed. The Lincoln Stars were victorious, 6-5. Saints got a late goal with 5 seconds left to close it to one goal. Varsity starting lineups just about underway. Look, we have pretty new candy cane lights. Just about underway. Look, we have pretty new candy cane lights.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ice, your Saints! Good evening and welcome to IMOM Arena for tonight's Midwest High School Hockey League game between the Lincoln Junior Stars and your Dubuque Saints. And now the starting lineup for Lincoln. At defense, number 79, Henry Lancaster. At defense, number 9, Cooper Mohat. At forward, number 20, Trenton Ballman. At forward, number 86, Ben Insco. At forward, number 28, Kate Carlson. And in goal number 1, Matthew Travis.
Matthew Travis, the man in the pipes tonight.
Assisted by Nicholas Goldberg and Lucas Thompson. And now the starting lineup for your Dubuque Saints. At defense, from Lord Catholic High School, number 21,
Starting at defense, freshman from Dubuque Waller, Anders Hill.
At defense, from Dubuque Senior High School, number 17,
His defensive partner will be number 17, a senior from Dubuque Senior.
The defensemen are joined by our first junior Saint of the night, 7-year-old Lonnie Schmeichel. Lonnie is a little Saint whose favorite class is art and favorite hockey team is the Fighting Saints. Let's give it up for Lonnie.
There you go, Lonnie. There's Lincoln.
They are joined by the forwards tonight. At forward, from Lord Catholic High School, number 14, Jensen Hill.
Starting wing number 14, a senior from Dubuque Waller, Jensen Hill.
From Dubuque Senior High School, number 22, Kay Ryder.
At wing number 22 from Dubuque Senior, the junior, Kay Ryder.
Number 13, Sammy.
The man in the middle will be senior from Dubuque Hempstead, number 15, Captain Sammy Ruiz.
5-year-old Brecken Schmeichel.
Brecken Schmeichel.
Brecken's favorite class is PE and STEM, and his favorite hockey team is the little 5-year-old guy is the Fighting Saints. Let's give it up for Brecken. The Schmeichels and the skaters are joined from Sumner Frederick High School. In goal, number 1, Andy Shell.
The man in the blue paint will be number 1.
Your Dubuque Saints are coached by
Andy Shell.
assisted by Joe Stipe and Justin Mulligan. Your officials for tonight's game is assigned by the High School Hockey League. We have referees Kieran Green, linesman Brent Leland, and Mitchell Dennerton.
Can we zoom this out? Yeah.
Folks, we ask that you now please rise and face
Can we get a little less wall? Yeah, we can get a little less wall.
of our national anthem. Thank you.
Song has been sung. Let's play some hockey. Trying to corral the two little players back over to their side of the ice. Like, Dad, they need us. Lincoln comes to tonight's game in 7th place, currently sitting with a record of 17 games, 10 wins, 6 losses, and 1 overtime loss. They are a formidable foe in the middle of the pack, and as they showed in the JV game, they can put the puck in the net. Saints start tonight's game with a record of 19 games, 15 wins, 2 losses, and 2 overtime losses. Ruiz to the dot. Puck's down and we're underway. Lincoln controls in their own defensive zone. They'll play it up the near boards. Zick gets it back up to Cade Weiner. Lincoln knocks it back into the zone. Battle for the near boards. Squirts over to Jensen Hill. I got my sound on somewhere. We don't listen to the Lincoln broadcast. Lincoln back out now into neutral ice. Chips it into the zone. Shell kicks it to the corner. Lincoln wins the race there, though. Battles Ben Zick in the corner now. Sam Ruiz down to help him out. Played up the near boards. Weiner can't get there quite in time. Lincoln knocks it back below the goal. Anders Hill back behind the net. Sends it around. Zick gets it out of the reach of Cade Weiner. Goes for icing. We'll get the Midwest line of Henkel, Sheehy, and Heacock. Sheehy to the dot. Won by Lincoln. They'll dump it back behind the net. Landon Schultz back there to get it. He'll wheel it up the far boards. Hard off the glass. Gets it up to Henkel. Jumps over his stick. Knocked back. Lincoln's got it at center ice. They'll dump it into the zone. Shell kicks it to the corner. Liam Henry's there. Tries to play it out. Taken away by Lincoln. He'll give it over to Alex Henkel. Gets it up to Sheehy. Sheehy into the zone. Drives it wide. Down to the goal line. Sends it back to Henkel. Shot just wide of the net. Caroms out to the near side. Liam Henry knocks it back down below the goal line. Jackson Heacock makes trouble back there. Henkel comes in and he'll set it behind the net too. Lincoln tries to bomb it out the near side. They do get it out to neutral ice. Played all the way back. Landon Schultz has it on the far side. Carries it into the zone. He'll dump it in. Michael pulls out the pressure behind the net. Lincoln will bring it around the near side. Chipped out to center ice, and they're on the move. Tyler Randall with a nice back check. Forces the puck back behind the Dubuque net. Anders Hill sends it around the far side to Eli Schwartz. Gets it up ahead to Randall, who sends it over and pulls his way. Lincoln takes it away, and their counterpunch in the attacking zone, taken away by Anders. Anders gets it up to Tyler Randall, one-on-one into the attacking zone. Puck poked off his stick. Turns over at the top of the circle. Lincoln will drive it back out to neutral ice. Dumped into the zone, back behind Shell's net. Zick pauses for a second back there. Now it's played out. Schwartz gets it up. Just out of the reach of pulls. Lincoln D-to-D in their own defensive zone. Now they'll send it out to center ice. Taken away, Jensen Hill. Half step off sides is Sammy Ruiz. And we'll get the whistle. Ruiz stays out there. Let's get Jensen Hill and Cade Weiner in the fly-by-night indoor football play. Ruiz's shot is wide of the net. Comes off to the near boards. Liam Henry has it there. Jumps over his stick. And it's knocked into the Lincoln bench. Face off now just in front of the Lincoln bench. Sammy Ruiz to take it. Puck's down, controlled by Lincoln. They'll play it out to the far side. Weiner knocks it into the zone. Glove down there by Lincoln. They'll take it back behind their own net. Now break it out the far side. Gets it ahead, out to neutral ice. Knocked away there. Weiner's got it in front of his own bench. Spins away from one. Sends it back towards the middle where it's taken away. Now Weiner's got it back. Walks into the zone. Takes a big hit along the boards. Now the puck sent back behind the Lincoln net. Sammy Ruiz knocks it off the stick. They'll circle back. Pause behind their own net. Brings it out the near side. Off the half wall. Cross off the center ice. Poked off the stick by Schwartz. Loose in front. That'll do it. Tensions flare. It's 13-16 in the first period. Tell you, if you're pushy woo with one shot on net, it's going to be a long game. Xander Sheehy into the dot. Face-off won by Dubuque. Sent to the far side. Lincoln will send it out to center ice. Dumped into the corner. They'll race and get it behind the net. Wrapped on the near side, played back to the point. Deflected by Henkel, up high behind the net. Off the end wall, centering, taken away by Sheehy. He'll race it down the ice. He's got Henkel on the far side. Heacock in the middle. Cuts towards the net, knocked off his stick there. Picks it back up behind the net now, though. Looks for a defenseman cutting in. Drops it off there for Schwartz, it looked like. Sheehy now. Reckless abandon with that $400 stick, Sheehy. Saints will bring it out, send it out through the zone. On ice, or on net, so no icing. Lincoln will work it up the near side. Knocked off the stick of Michael Poles. Tries to send it towards the net. Bouncing puck, corralled by Lincoln. Poles gets it back. Randall with a shot, high and wide. Lincoln now back behind their own net. Plays it up the near side. King sends it around to the far side now. Shipper bottom over there. Has it knocked off his stick by Eli Schwartz. And it's Landon Schultz back to get it in his own defensive zone. Comes off his stick. Bouncing puck is grabbed by Tyler Randall. He'll carry it back out to neutral ice. Dumps it into the zone. Shot on net. Lincoln tender will hold on for a whistle. Next go, give it to you. You can get it on your own. Next go, deliver to you. Open up the door, spread. Now stop, pop, stay still. Go hard, get busy with it. Face off to the right of the Lincoln goaltender. Tyler Randall in to take it. Won by Dubuque. Spinning shot. Just wide of the net by Poles. Lincoln back behind the net. Ducks away from Michael Poles. Chips it up the near boards. Just out to neutral ice. Hand pass. These Lincoln players want to debate everything. Randall to the dot. Puck's down. Controlled by Dubuque. Schwartz gets it over to Anders Hill. Anders will dump it in. It's the ref. Now it's back out to neutral ice. Anders sends it in again, just wide of the net. Comes to the near boards. Michael Poles knocks it back down to the corner. Lincoln around to the far side, held in by Hill. Plays it down the boards. Eli Schwartz knocked off the puck. Sent back into the corner. Takes a weird bounce behind the net. Now it's stuck there. Lincoln out the far side. Bounces up to Anders Hill. Anders will send it back in. We'll get the fourth line out. All the way back in front of the Dubuque net. Taking away Elliot Troush. Nice fake pass. Tries to play it ahead again. Gets it up to Fugger. Fugger from the red line sends it on net. Saved by, I forgot his name already. We'll look it up later. Comes just outside the zone. Saints send it back in. Long cross ice pass. Gets behind Schultz. Played around to the near corner. Back behind the net. Lincoln's got it there. They'll try and get it back out front. It's worked away by the Saints. Liam Henry gets it off his stick. Up ahead. Send all the way back. Landon Schultz now behind his own net. He'll bring it out the near side. Loses an edge. Comes loose. Lincoln's got it. Top of the circle. Shots. Blocked in front. Still loose, though. Still loose. Shot saved by Shell. Sent to the center. Lincoln from the top of the circle is kicked wide. Big hit there on Henry. Lincoln from the point. Shot flutters over the net. Henry circles back behind his own net. Reverses and sends it back towards Schultz, who wasn't ready. Lincoln off the boards. Loose in the slots. Shot saved by Shell. Wrapped around to the far side. Held in at the point by Lincoln. Dumped on net. High over the net again, but caroms over to the near board. Shot blocked there. Now it's played out to the blue line. Saints maybe got away with a bad change. Shot sent wide of the net. Picked up by Lincoln. They'll drop it off. Face-off shot. Saved by Shell. Battle for in the corner. Lincoln behind the net. Throws out in front. Shot. Saved by Shell. Shell just getting peppered down there. Face off in front of the Dubuque bench. Sammy will take it. Sammy will not take it. Jensen will take it. It's one forward. Lincoln takes control. Neutral ice. Back into the Lincoln zone. They'll try and dig it out of the corner. Squirts loose. Now it's on the stick of Sammy Ruiz. He'll play it ahead to Cade Weiner. Weiner's got a step. Cuts in at the faceoff dot. Shot fired just wide. Ruiz on the far side. Knocked off the puck. He'll knock it down below the goal, though. Played back now to the near boards. Lincoln across their own blue line. Out to center ice. Dumped into the zone. Zick back to get it. Zick spins away from one. He'll bring it up the near boards. Knocked down by Lincoln. Sent on net. Picked up before it got there by Anders Hill. Anders will play it up to Cade. Cade sends it out of the zone. Lincoln's got it. Back on the counterattack. In the zone they'll come. Wrapped around to the near side. Knocked down to the corner. Lincoln walks away with it. Feeds it to the point. Shot blocked by Weiner. Battle on the end wall. Weiner comes to get it. Sends it out. Bouncing puck controlled by Lincoln. They'll spin it back into the zone. Icing. So 7:06 left in the first period. Still 0-0. Shots reach 4-3. I have to check that. We'll get Randall Poles and Eli Schwartz out. Schultz and Henry back on D. Puck's down. Controlled by Dubuque. Taken away by Lincoln. They'll get it out to neutral ice. Poles fires it back. Randall gets a nice poke check. Lincoln tries to get it out of the zone. It's taken away by Schwartz. They'll play it over to Schultz. Gets it ahead to Randall. Randall into the zone. Shoots it wide of the net. Caroms over the near boards. Schwartz puts the body on there. Walks away with it. Tries to dangle on one. It's poked loose. Now Lincoln up through the middle. Knocked down by Randall. Into the zone it goes. Landon Schultz takes an elbow to the head. No call. Eli Schwartz hard up the boards. Held in at the blue line. Shot saved by Shell. We'll get a whistle. 6:13 left in the first period. We'll get the Midwest line out of Heacock, Sheehy, and Henkel. A little bit of a late change there. Puck's down. One by Dubuque. Gets it out of the zone. Out to neutral ice. Chipped ahead. Sheehy takes it away at his own blue line. Carries it into the zone. Tries to walk around one. Puck comes loose. Jackson Heacock in the slot. Shot saved by the goaltender, whose name I'm going to look up right now. Matthew Travis. Sheehy to the dot. Puck's down. Picked up by Dubuque. Jackson Heacock sends it back below the goal line. Lincoln sends it back to the corner. Sheehy runs a man there. Kick back up the wall. Zick sends it on net. Bouncing puck. Now back out to the neutral ice. Shell will cover for a whistle. That's 5 aside now. 5:42 left in the first period. Puck down. Controlled by Lincoln. They'll throw it back to the point. Tipped in front just by Shell to the corner. I'm back on the goal line. Wrapped around to the far side. Schultz over to get it. Fought off his stick. Now comes up the boards. Schultz still battling for it there. Back behind the net it comes. Out to center ice. Knocked back into the Dubuque defensive zone. Schultz has a little time there. Plays it over to Henry. Henry sends a rocket of a pass. Huger can't quite catch. And we'll get an icing call. Five minutes exactly left in the first period. Shots on goal, 5-5. We get Weiner, Hill, and Ruiz out. Puck's down. Throw by Lincoln. It's blocked by Weiner. 3-on-1 the other way. Weiner's got help in the middle. Shot. Fired wide of the net. Caroms all the way back to Schultz. He holds it in, dumps it down to the corner. Battle there by Ruiz and Weiner. Weiner finds a little space. Lincoln takes it away. Now dumped back in by Jensen Hill. Into the ref's feet. Hill gets it down to Sammy Ruiz. Ruiz into the slot. Nobody home. Henry gets it over to Weiner. Lincoln walks away with it. They'll bring it out of the zone. Nice back check by Weiner. Lincoln takes it right back, though. Sends it towards Andy Shell. He'll play it off to Liam Henry. Liam back behind the net. Drops it off. Sammy Ruiz picks it up. Played ahead. Jackson Heacock across the blue line with some speed. Knocked away by Lincoln. Lincoln will play it back to the defensive zone. Now they try to play it ahead. Henkel knocks it forward. Up into the netting. Right to the camera. We didn't get that. 2:46 left in the first period. Sheehy joins Heacock and Henkel already on the ice. Zick and Anders Hill back on D. Puck's down, controlled by Lincoln. They'll go back behind the net, taken away by Henkel. Tries to send it back up the boards. Then Zick from the top of the circle. Shots blocked all the way out to neutral ice. Zick goes D to D over to Anders. Anders tries to dump it in. It's blocked there, but Henkel picks it up, works it around to the corner, plays it back to Zick. Zick D to D over to Anders. Anders shot. Bouncing puck in front. Peacock tries to get it. Runs into some resistance. And Lincoln away with it now. And Zick has it. Dumps it back into the zone. Saints tag up. Henkel battles it out in the corner. Kicks off to Sheehy. Now squirts loose and Lincoln's on the attack. They chip it around Landon Schultz. All the way down to the goal line. Back behind the net. Schultz back into play and rubs him off there. Still battled back behind the net. Comes out in front. Loose puck. Still loose in the slot. Now it's kicked away by Liam Henry and sent the link to the ice. Sheehy's going to make life difficult on Lincoln. Sends it over just out of the reach of Eli Schwartz. We're back the other way. Liam Henry again knocks the man off the puck. Schultz runs him into the end boards. Played ahead to Michael Poles. Gets it out to neutral ice. Dumped back in by Lincoln. Into the Saints bench, and we'll get a whistle. 2:16 left in the first period. Shots on goal are 6-6. Faceoff will come to the center dot. Tyler Randall will take it for Dubuque. Puck's down. Anders still has it. Gets it ahead to Eli. Eli into the zone. Dumps it in back behind the net. Lincoln back to give it. They'll play it out the near side. Then Zick shot. Saved by Matthew Travis. He'll hold on for a whistle. 2 minutes left to go in the first period. Still scoreless here in Dubuque. Samuel Ruiz to the dot with Weiner and Hill. Puck's down. Controlled by Dubuque. Along the boards. Now Lincoln takes it away. Jensen Hill gets it back. Shot from the slot. It's blocked. Weiner on the far side. Dances around one. Centers it. Shot. Wide of the net. Caroms off to the near boards. Ben Zick can't quite get there in time. It's gloved down by Weiner. He's got it at the red line. Taken away by Lincoln. Bouncing puck. Still in the slot. Lincoln picks it up. High slot. Tries to backhand it back to the middle. It's taken away. Sammy gets it to Cade. Cade sends it to Jensen, who's on the fly. Dumped on net. Saved by Travis for a whistle. Sheehy, Heacock, and Henkel back out. Backed by Henry and Schultz. Puck down, controlled by Dubuque. Sheehy's got it at the face-off top, tries to get it over to Heacock, can't quite get it there. Lincoln will knock it out to center ice. Thrown into the Lincoln bench. .114 now in the first period. Puck's down. Lincoln wins it. Sends it into the zone. Schultz back to get it in the corner. Nice reverse check. Plays it up to Heacock. Heacock on the boards. Sends a bouncing puck. Controlled by Lincoln. Lincoln now the other way. Shot. High and wide. All the way out to the red line. Lincoln tries to chip it around and does. Sheehy's got it now. Walks it down the boards. His shot fired into the skates of the Lincoln player. Kicks over to Liam Henry. His shot just wide of the net. Loose on this side. Now banged out to the far side. That'll go the length of the ice for icing. 34 seconds left in the first period. Shots on goal, 8 for Dubuque, 6 for Lincoln. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Picked up by Dubuque and sent on net, just wide. Hard out the boards. Glove down by Schultz. Sends it back down. Now Lincoln will try the other side. Out the far side they come. Chipped ahead. Dahlberg can't quite hold on to it. Cade Weiner up through the center logo. In the attacking zone. Shot high and wide over the net. Kicks out to the far side. Jensen Hill back checks. Sent on net. Shell guides it to the corner. That'll do it on the first period. Shots on goal, 8-7 in favor of Dubuque. We'll take a break, clean the ice, rethink our offensive strategy. Just about back underway here to start the second. Sheehy wins the faceoff over to Heacock. He sends it into the zone. Change the period to the second. Lincoln now at the end of their zone. Battle on the far boards. Heacock knocks it back towards the corner. Henkel tries to scoop it up. Can't quite do it. Now Lincoln works up the boards. Henkel knocks it back down. Heacock battles for it in the corner. Knocked back to the point. Shot towards the net. Blocked in front by Sheehy. Kick back up to the point. Lincoln will force it out to neutral ice. Sent back in. Now Lincoln reverses it. Back to the near side. Dumped back into the zone. Shell will hold on for a whistle. I met this girl when I was 3 years old, and what I love most is that so much so. She said, "Excuse me, real homie, I know you don't know me, but my name is Wendy, and I like to." We'll get Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Won by Dubuque. Jensen Hill carries it out to neutral ice. Into the attacking zone, tries to get her on one. Tripped up there, gets the call. That'll do it. Dubuque onto the power play. Sammy Ruiz to the dot on the power play.
Number 9. Cooper Mohan, 2 minutes for tripping.
Puts it over to Sheehy. She gets it back to Henkel.
On the Daddy's Cafe.
Down to the corner. Jensen Hill walks back towards the blue line. Gets it over to Cade Weiner. Weiner back to Hill. Hill over to Henkel. Henkel shot from the goal or from the faceoff dot. Kicks high and wide. Sammy Ruiz can't quite hold it in. Cade Weiner all the way back behind his own net. He'll spin it up the near side. Full head of steam right through the middle. Works it out to the far side. Tries to play it back. It's taken away by Lincoln. Knocked back in by Ruiz. Weiner's got it in the slot. Gets it to the corner, no shot. Now jumps over the stick of Ruiz, and he'll race back to get it. Ruiz sends it up to Weiner. Weiner into the attacking zone. Sends it over to Alex Henkel. Henkel knocks it out of the air. Plays it back to Ruiz. Back over to Henkel to Ruiz. Increasing the pass percentage there. Downloaded. Yeah! Downloaded Jensen Hill. He finds Xander Sheehy in the middle. And we're on the board here in Dubuque, 1-0. So Sheehy from Hill and Henkel at 14:57 in the second period. Dubuque up 1-0. Get Elliot Troush out to take the face off. Out there with Fugger. Puck's down into the Lincoln zone it goes.
Saints goal coming with 14:57 remaining in the second period.
Troush back behind the net, works out in front, sends it up front.
34, Xander Sheehy.
Out Schwartz at the blue line, shot high and wide, carries out to the far side.
By number 7, Alex Hinkle, and number 14, Jensen Hill. That was Sheehy on the Hoosier Dotties power play.
Played into the zone. Lincoln battles back behind the net. Now it's Liam Henry, works out the far side. Played out. Duke takes it in on the far side. Shot. Saved by Travis. He'll hold on for a whistle. .14:09 left in the second period. Saints ahead on shots, 11-7. We'll get Tyler Randall out there with Michael Poles and Eli Schwartz. Anders Hill and Liam Henry. Benzik back on defense. Puck's down, controlled by Lincoln. They'll ring it around the boards. Anders Hill holds it out the blue line, sends it back down to the corner. Tyler Randall battles towards it back behind the nets, played out to the far boards, sent back to the point, held in by Zick. He gets run over maliciously at the point. Now in the corner, Michael Poles makes life difficult for the Stars to get it out. Taken away at center ice. Whoa, bad pass. Nice hustle to recover. Anders Hill plays it out, center ice. Lincoln recovers and sends it back into the defensive zone. Randall back to get it behind the goal line. Plays it over to Anders. Lets it go over to Eli. Eli can't get it on a stick. Squirts out the center ice. Broadfoot picks it up for Lincoln. He'll dump it in behind the net. Anders picks it up there. Hard off the boards. Taken away by Lincoln. They'll battle for it on the half wall. Randall sends it over to Poles. Poles through center ice. Into the attacking zone. Dumps it on net. Gets it by Travis. Stuck on the side of the net. Michael Poles battles for it behind there. Now wrapped around to the far side. Sheehy's got it on the boards. Tries to play it down. Now knocked out to neutral ice where Liam Henry fires it towards the net. Carries off to the near board. Sheehy picks it up there. Knocked off his stick. Back out to neutral ice. Henry now spins away from one. Comes towards the bench. Dumps it in. Hard off the glass. Caroms all the way down to the far corner. Alex Henkel tries to knock it off there. Sheehy comes in to help out. Lincoln squirts it out to neutral ice. Henry sends it in. All the way down to the corner. Jackson Heacock, full head of speed, knocks it back behind the net. Now Sheehy sends it over back to the corner. Lincoln out through center ice. Into the attacking zone that comes. Passes to the far side. Shot over the net of Shell. Caroms up to the near side where Sheehy picks it up. Runs into a man in front of his own bench. Too many. Too many, folks. So Lincoln heads to the box. Dubuque back on the power play. We'll get
for too many men on the ice. Looks like it's going to be served by number 62, Taylor Gulliver. That puts Dubuque back on the Dotties Cafe power play.
So back on the power play, we'll get Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Puck down, back to Henkel. Henkel gets it over to Weiner. Sammy Ruiz steps in. Henkel from the top of the circle, down low to Sheehy. Sheehy back to Ruiz. Gets it over to Weiner, top of the circle. Back over to Ruiz, back to Weiner. From the faceoff dot, spins, cuts back towards the blue line. Drops off for Ruiz, shot. Held on by Travis for a whistle. 1:41 left in the power play. Shots on goal favor the Saints. 12-7. Ruiz back to the dot. Puck's down. Sheehy gets it over to Weiner. Pops off Weiner's stick. Odd. And Lincoln will carry it out to neutral ice where they'll dump it in Back behind the net is Shell. Henkel now. He'll work it up the ice. Plays it off to Ruiz. Jumps off his stick. And Lincoln fires it back down. Shell stops it there, and Jensen Hill to pick it up. He'll work it down the ice on the far side. Gets off to Cade Weiner. Weiner back to Hill. Back behind the net. Gets it off. Oh, Weiner's one-timer. Didn't quite pull the trigger. Henkel can't hold it at the blue line. He'll go back to Sheehy. Sheehy in the defensive zone. Got one chasing him. Stops behind the net. Landon Schultz comes back to pick it up. We'll get the second unit out. Schultz is joined by Anders Hill, Jackson Heacock, Eli Schwartz, and Michael Poles. Schultz all the way down to the corner. Picked up by Heacock. Works it to the near corner. Tries to drop it off there for Eli. Eli works it to the top of the circles, turns and fires directly into shin guards. And played back out to neutral ice. Shell goes over to tee it up for Schultz, one of those guys. Back behind the net, Schultz comes. Up the near side, gets it to Anders Hill, who sends it into the zone. Michael Poles will chase it down to the corner. Lincoln wraps it around the boards, gets by everyone. That'll do it on the power play as Andy Shell sets it up for Landon Schultz.
Lincoln at full strength.
Schultz dumps it in. Played by Travis. He'll drop it off for his defenseman. Lincoln sends it out the far side hard. Gets by Anders Hill, but he got a touch. No icing. Chases it back down. Lincoln out of the corner. Centering pass blocked away by Ben Zick. They'll send it down to the Lincoln corner. Walks it out there. Runs into some traffic. Anders gets it ahead to Michael Poles. Gets it up to Cade Weiner. Taken away at center ice. Weiner gets it ahead. Sammy Ruiz bouncing puck into the zone. Sends it back behind the goal. Weiner pressures back there. Lincoln will whap it out the far side. Out to the blue line. Taken away there. I don't think it was off, but I have a mic, they have a whistle, so. 9:11 left in the second period. Shots on goal favor the Saints, 13-7. Elliot Troush out for the faceoff. Puck's down, controlled by Dubuque. Gets it back to Ben Zick. Sends it back out to center ice. Bouncing puck all the way back to the defensive zone. Lincoln will play it ahead. Carter Mullenkamp into the game for the first time. Sends it out through center ice. Lincoln at the red line. Dumps it in. Back behind Shell's net. Mullenkamp back there. Plays it off to the corner to Ben Zick. Zick sends it up. Out to neutral ice. Huger can't quite reach it. Spade back to Lincoln on the far side. Back into the corner. Mullenkamp back to get it. Lost an edge. Now it's Elliot Troush out the far side. Plays it up ahead. Dubuque loses it on the near boards. Lincoln walks away with it back towards the net. Spins away from one, back up the far side or near side. Now it's Schultz at the blue line, walks it across, shot, saved by Travis. They'll hold on for a whistle. 8:07 left in the second period. We'll get Sammy Ruiz out with Jensen Hill, Cade Weiner. High off the glass, Lincoln sends it out to center ice. Landon Schultz back to get it. Spins away from one of the near boards. He's got it there, walks it over to the middle, drops off for Jensen Hill. Jensen will send it through the neutral zone. Into the attacking zone, drives all the way down to the corner. Circles back behind the net. Now battles forward in the corner. Taken away by Weiner. shot. Saved by Travis. Loose behind the net. Gets away from Jensen Hill, and Lincoln will advance it out. Dumped in from the red line. All the way back behind the net. Liam Henry's got it there. Tries to spin it up the boards. Sammy Ruiz picks it up. Plays it ahead to Weiner. Weiner into the attacking zone. Toe drag, spin. Gives off to Sammy Ruiz. Hits the side of the net. Ruiz dumps it back up at Jensen Hill. Tries to kick it up to the middle. Lincoln circles behind their own net now, and they'll work it up the far boards. Sammy Ruiz making life difficult for him there. Lincoln out to center ice. Ankle knocks him off the puck there. Played over to Anders Hill. Anders back over to Liam Henry. Works it up, drops it off for Alex Henkel. Henry down low, tries to get it to Jackson Heacock. Battles for it back behind the net. Now it's Henkel in the corner, down to Heacock. Heacock walks it out in front. Oh, loose puck. Now it's forced over to the corner. Anders Hill sends it in front of the net. Referee is right there. So it's a face-off to the right of Matthew Travis. .6:26 left in the second period. We'll get Sheehy, Heacock, and Henkel out. Puck's down. Controlled by Lincoln. They'll send it out to neutral ice. Ben Zick takes it away. Jackson Heacock sends it into the zone, back behind the net. Sheehy back to pressure. Lincoln will send it to the corner. Played up the boards. Zick's got it there. Sends it. Blocked. Lincoln will gather it, and they'll rush it out through center ice. Anders Hill gets enough of it to stop the rush. Lincoln off the boards. Sent through the zone. Ben Zick plays it ahead. Jackson Heacock sends it further down the ice. Played back into the Duke defensive zone. Ben Zick back to get it behind his own net. Loses it, mishandles it just a little there. Sheehy in to help him out. Henkel there to help Sheehy. Now sent over to the far corner. Jackson Heacock over there. He'll send it up the boards. It's knocked away from him. Sheehy gets a piece of it. Works it up the far side. Out to center ice. Bouncing puck knocked away by Henkel. Sheehy gets off to Henkel. Back to Sheehy up the boards. He's elbowed off hard there. No call. Jackson Heacock battles for it just outside his own blue line. Into the zone comes Lincoln. Shot deflected high into the corner. Henry sends it behind the net to Schwartz. Schultz, one of those two. Now it's Sammy Ruiz in front of his own bench. Knock off the puck. Battles along the near boards. Took a big run there at Landon Schultz, who just shook it off. Sammy Ruiz ducks around a check. Centering pass doesn't quite get to Cade Weiner. And Lincoln out the other way. Jensen Hill gets it over to Schwartz. Now it's Liam Henry. Fires it into the skates of Cade Weiner. Into the corner it goes. Spinning backhand gets to Jensen Hill. Jensen plays it ahead to Cade. Cade down the boards. Got it on the face-up dot shot. High and wide. Carams all the way over to the near boards. Gets by Schultz. It's Liam Henry back in his own defensive zone. Sends it back out. Tyler Randall shot out of a cannon over to the far side to get it. It's dumped into the ref. Eli Schwartz. Plays it ahead. Just out of the reach of Michael Pulse. Tyler Randall had a move but couldn't quite pull it off. Now back to the far side. Lincoln's got it there. Played up ahead. Paul King advances it through neutral ice into the attacking zone. Plays it into Anders' skates. Wrapped around to the far side. Lincoln will force it back down the boards. Knocked out to neutral ice. Liam Henry will chase it down. Played all the way back. Lincoln 2-on-1 the other way. Nice back check by Eli Schwartz. Tyler Randall plays it off the boards. Late hit. That'll do it. Andy Shell with the save. We'll get a whistle. 3:09 left in the second period. We'll get Mullenkamp and Zick out with Henkel, Sheehy, and Heacock. Sheehy wins the faceoff over to Mullenkamp. Tries to get out of the corner, gets it knocked off his stick. Now Zick behind the goal line, wraps it around to Jackson Heacock, plays it ahead to Henkel. Henkel and Sheehy, 2-on-1 the other way. Oh, that wasn't even close. You weren't in the spot to call it. Face off just outside the Dubuque offensive zone. Sheehy to the dot for the Saints. Face off won by Dubuque. Sheehy gets knocked off the puck on the far boards. Now Sheehy's got the red line, wheels it into the zone. He's got Heacock on the far side. Turns and fires, bouncing puck to Henkel. Fired just wide of the net. Kick to the corner. Held in by Zick. Zick dumps it back behind the goal line. Henkel battles for it there. Lincoln walks away from one. Now they'll work it out the far boards. All the way back the other way. Mullenkamp plays it up the boards. Henkel sends it to the blue line, held in by Lincoln. Kicked out to the far side. Zick up to Jackson Heacock. Worked out to the red line. They'll send it back in. Heacock can't quite get a skate on it. Centering pass taken away by Mullenkamp. And it's Sammy Ruiz. Wheels it up into the attacking zone. Shot. Saved by Matthew Travis. He'll hold on for a whistle.
Can I tell the truth? If I was doing this for you, did not have nothing left to prove. Nah, this for me though. I'm just trying to stay alive and take care of my people. And they don't have no reward for that. Trophies.
1:55 left in the second period. We'll get the top line of Ruiz, Hill, and Weiner out. Pucks down, controlled by Lincoln. They'll wheel it into the zone. Shot fired wide of the net. Andy Shell knocks it to the corner. Liam Henry battles for it there. Lincoln tries to walk away with it. Back behind the net it comes. Sammy Ruiz fires it hard off the glass. All the way back to the Lincoln defensive zone. They'll spin towards the near corner to try and get away from Cade Weiner. Now played out to the far side. Ruiz takes it away, gets it to Weiner. Weiner in the high slot. Ducks around from one. He's got it on the boards. Misses the check there. Played back up. Schultz has got it at the blue line. Fires it back down to the corner. Jensen Hill runs into a little problem with the net there. I have to tease him about that later. Now sent all the way back to the near corner. Schultz dumps in, fires it on net. Travis covers for a whistle. 1 minute left in the second period. 1 minute. Good Sheehy, Heacock, and Henkel, it looks like, for that last minute. Sheehy to the draw, wings to the slot. Lincoln clears the trash there, sends it out the far side. Sent ahead, Jackson Heacock now inside the zone, works it down the corner, shot, deflects off the front. Henkel sends it back to the middle. Now it's Anders from the blue line. His shot's blocked. Lincoln can't capitalize on the blocked play. Now it's battled for in the near corner. Played back to the Lincoln blue line. Shot fired on net. Loose in front. Still loose. Shaw covers it for a whistle. Just 20 seconds left. We get Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Just 20 seconds left in the period here. Pucks down, controlled by Lincoln. Shot from the high slot, blocked away by Ruiz. Liam Henry battles for it in the corner. Ruiz takes it away. Ruiz and Hill, 2-on-2 the other way. 8 seconds left. Comes off a skate. Lincoln takes it, and they'll counter. Just 2. And that'll do it on the second period. So after 2, Sheehy's goal is the only tally of the contest. Dubuque is up 1-0. Shots on goal favor the Saints, 18-10. We'll take a break. The dot. Lincoln controls the faceoff, dumps it into the zone. Back behind the net. Anders can't quite reach it. Lincoln pulls it out of the corner. Nope. Jumps by another one. Back to the point. Blocked in front by Zick. They'll feed it back to the point. Blocked in front again, this time by Shell. Peacock gets it out to center ice. She spins it ahead to Henkel. Lincoln goes D to D, and they'll try the far side. Henkel takes it away from one. Works it across the red line into the attacking zone. Dumps it down below the goal line. Peacock will try and meet the man on the far side. They'll play it around him, up the boards. Dumped into the zone, wraps around. Ben Zick gets it behind the net. Hits the skate, comes back to the far side. Now it's blocked down. Lincoln battles forward on the boards, can't quite get it out. Zick back behind the net. Works out the far side. Carries it out to neutral ice. In the attacking zone. Now sent on net. Travis gloves it down, plays it back behind the net. Weiner there, pressures it down. Lincoln all backhanded all the way out for an icing. Weiner, Ruiz, and Hill will stay out. They've got Liam Henry and Landon Schultz back on D. Lincoln wins the faceoff. They try and work it out the boards. Schultz is there at the blue line to hold it in. Fires it wide of the net. Carries out to the far side where Henry chips it up in the air. Glove down by Jensen Hill. Walks it back to the blue line. Chips it up into the slot. Lincoln steals it, and they'll go the other way. Pass is knocked down by Hill. Now sent the leg to the ice. No icing for some reason. Schultz spins away from one. He's pinned up against the end wall. No call. Now comes over to the near boards. Schultz ducks away from the big hit by King. Down to the corner it goes again. Now Weiner gets it off to Hill. Sends it over to Ruiz. Ruiz down the ice in the attacking zone. Back to Cade Weiner all on the slot. Back in a shot save by Travis. Comes out. Oh, Schwartz can't quite get a shot off. It's played back out to center ice. Schwartz has it there. Spins it off to Anders Hill. Gets it over to Ben Zick. Zick up ahead to Schwartz. He'll dump it in the zone. Weiner will battle forward on the end wall. Spins away from one. Back behind the net. Comes out in front. Loose in the slots. All the way back to Anders at the point. His fired in. Lincoln now hits the man down the middle. Nice defense by Anders Hill. Lincoln back behind the net. Spins around. Anders again. Man on the mission. Bouncing puck. Sent back below the goal line. Anders back to get it. Sends it around the near boards. Knocked off Ben Zick's stick. Zick battles forward on the end boards. Now Lincoln's got it behind the net. Tries to send it out in front. It's kicked away. And Tyler Randall races away with it. Out to neutral ice. Into the attacking zone. He's got Michael Poles with him. Toe drag. Gets away from him. And Lincoln will come back the other way. In front of the benches is Curtis Brown. I think it's Curtis Brown. Back the other side. Dumped in. Kicked wide of the net. Jack Fugger will go down and forecheck. Takes the puck away. Gets it off to Schultz. Schultz can't. This pass can't come in the middle. And it goes the length for icing. 13-17 left in the third period. Saints ahead on shots. 20-11. Look at Fugger and Troush out there. Puck's down, controlled by Lincoln. They'll play it through the middle. Taken away by Liam Henry. Sends it into the zone. Lincoln around the back of the net. Played it out to the far side. Knocked loose temporarily there. Now they'll chip it around Huger. Recovered by Lincoln on the blue line. D to D over to Mohat. He sends it into the stands. Saints come out with Sheehy, Henkel, and Heacock. Zick and Anders back on defense. Sheehy to the dot. Lincoln controls. Chipped around them. Into the zone. Offsides. Not how I saw that play, but Sheehy to the dot. Lincoln wins the faceoff, sends it back to the defensive zone. Sheehy presses in the corner. Now off to the far side. Squirts out to Henkel. Henkel's got it in the slot. Bouncing puck to the circle. Henkel again. Centers it to Sheehy. Can't get the shot off. Back behind the net. Lincoln goes. They'll try and work it out the near side. Gives it to Henkel. Henkel from a bad angle. Shot. Saved by Travis. Saints will leave this line out there. Sheehy to the dot. He's got Heacock in the shooter spot. Lincoln wins the faceoff. Back behind the net they go. Played it out the far side. Held in by Honors Hill in the far blue. Now back behind the net. Lincoln will wrap it around the near side. No icing for some reason. Benzik loses an edge behind the net. Now plays it ahead to Heacock. Heacock gets it up to Henkel. Knocked off his stick. Heacock recovers. Drives it in the net. High slot. Gets a shot off. Travis pokes it away. Lincoln regroups behind their own net. They'll send it back to the near corner. Back to the other way. Jensen Hill now in to apply the forecheck. Knocked off his stick. And they'll go back the other way. Weiner back on defense. Landon Hill takes a dive. Now it's Weiner and Sammy Ruiz into the zone. Weiner drives wide. He's got a little angle. Maybe went down a little easy. Not getting the call there. Face off to come outside the zone on Weiner knocking the net off. .11:14 left in the third period. Sammy Ruiz will belly up to the dot. Sent into the zone. Lincoln's got it just inside their own zone. They'll play it out to neutral ice. Into the attacking zone with a full head of speed. It's poked loose there by Liam Henry. Henry having a very good game. Battle on the near boards. Lincoln tries to walk away with it. Centering pass. Knocked up. Cade Weiner sends a bouncing puck. Now it's out to neutral ice. Lincoln, they'll try the far side. Jumped into the zone. Ruiz back to get it. Blows an edge. Back behind the net. Plays it off to Henry. Henry tries to play it up the boards. Sent back to the far corner. Ruiz over to get it. Sends it ahead to. Played back into the zone. All the way up. Ruiz touches it on the right side of the red. Goes all the way back behind the net. Lincoln wraps it around the boards there to the near side. Played out. King's got it. Takes across the blue line into the attacking zone. Knocked loose and sent back to neutral ice. Bounces by everyone. Lincoln gets control. Now they'll force it back up toward the blue line. Troush all the way down to the corner. Centering puck. Still on the back of the net now. Lincoln's going to try and dig it out. 9:41 left in the third period. Shots on goal favor the Saints. 21-11. We'll get Elliot Trush in for the draw. Benzik and Otters back on D. Played off the near boards. Taken away by Lincoln. They'll advance it down. Knocked loose there by Troush. Now knocked out to center ice by Benzik. Picked up by Jack Fugger. Dumps it on net. Trey Abbas sends it to the corner. Back behind the net. Troush is there. Battles for it. Keeps them tied up. Now they'll circle around to the other side. Line doing a fine job of just pinning them in as much as possible. Takes it away. Liam Henry finds a little space. Dumps it in from the red line. Back behind the goal. They'll play it out the far side. Tries to get around Schultz. Can't quite do it. He ties his man up. Rides him to the ice. No call. Now tied up again in the corner. Lincoln spins away. Tries to send it out in front. Shell's got it. 8:44 left in the third period. Saints ahead 1-0 on Sheehy's goal in the second. Shots on goal favor the Dubuque. 22-12. We'll get the third line of Cole, Schwartz, and Randall to the dot. Puck's down. Comes over to Schwartz. Can't quite clear it. Lincoln's got it. Top of the circles. Sent to the middle. Michael Poles now will work it out to neutral ice. Centering pass just ahead of Eli Schwartz. He'll send it back behind the net. Lincoln tries to play it up the near boards. It's taken away by Schwartz. Rolls off his stick momentarily. Now he'll play it out to neutral ice. Lincoln will regroup. Go D to D. Back up through the middle, all the way back to Landon Schultz. Schultz has got a little time. Reverses behind the net. He'll play it up the far boards to Schwartz. Schwartz has it taken off his stick. Lincoln will send it into the zone. Back behind the net it goes. Landon Schultz spins back to the end boards. Now it's Tyler Randall back behind his own net. Hard off the glass. Lincoln controls on their own blue line. They'll go D to D and back. Sends it the length of the ice. Liam Henry gets there before the icing. Reverses it back to Anders Hill. Anders has got Jackson up through the middle. Gets it to him. Dumped into the zone. Alex Henkel now towards the net. Knocked off his stick. Lincoln will force it up the near boards. Held in by Benzik. Not held in by Benzik. Played up. Lincoln's got it. Dumps it into their zone. Andy Shell will cover for a whistle. 7:08 left in the third period. Sheehy in for the draw. Lincoln controls. They'll get it back to the point. Knocked high over the net. Out in front. Nice defensive play there. Now fired wide of the net. Back behind. I can't tell who that is. That's Liam Henry. Nope, Benzik. Lincoln's got it. Found some space on the far side. Now it's on the side of the netting, and we'll get a whistle. 6:46 left in the third. Shots on goal are 22-13 in favor of the Saints. Saints go for a late change. We'll send out Ruiz, Hill, and Weiner. So we'll get a full change. We'll get Schwartz and Henry out there also. Ruiz to the dot. Puck's down. Weiner's got it at the blue line. Tries to find a little space. Gets it into the zone. Whoa. No call there. Should have been. Still battle for on the far boards. Jensen Hill knocked off the puck. Stuck in some skates. Sammy Ruiz digs it out. Now Lincoln the other way. 1-on-3. Those are terrible odds. Loses the puck there. Schwartz battles forward in the corner. Cycle back behind the net to Liam Henry. Henry reverses field. Nice play. And then fires into a shin guard. Bouncing puck. Sent in. Blocked down by Sammy Ruiz. He'll get it up to Cade Weiner. Weiner one-on-one. Shot saved by Travis. He'll hold on for a whistle. Just under 6 minutes here in the third. We got Zick and Anders out there. Yep. Sammy Ruiz will come to the dot. Jensen Hill comes to the dot now. Lincoln wins the draw. They'll take it back behind their own net. Breaks it out the far side. Cade Weiner gets just a piece of it. Dumped in. Shell will hold on. We get a face-off in the Dubuque zone. We'll get the third line out for a defensive zone face-off. Tyler Randall usually the center on this line. We got Schwartz and Holtz with him. Randall wins the face-off. Gets it back to Anders Hill. Anders fires it high off the glass. Knocked out to center ice by Randall. Or that was Schwartz, actually. Battled in. Lincoln will try and dump it back in. Anders back behind the net. Plays it in front. Maybe not the best move. Nice move by Zick there. Gives a little shimmy shake and find some space. Zick now up off the glass again. Dumped in by Lincoln. Andy Shell will kick it to the corner. Lincoln on the delayed offsides call, so Ben Zick has all the time in the world to bring it up. Gets up to Michael Poles. He'll work it across the blue line. Down to the face-off dot, sent through the middle. Just out of the reach of Eli Schwartz. Lincoln controls it. They'll send it to the far side. Dumped into the near corner. Liam Henry gets over his stick. Now played back up through the middle. Lincoln was going for a change and decided to stop and play the puck anyway. Good choice. Lancaster now. Glove down by Shell. He'll hold on for a whistle. 4:39. Third period. Still 1-0. Sheehy, Henkel, and Heacock out. They've got Schultz and Henry on their back. Lincoln wins the draw. Tries to play it to the blue line. Sheehy can't quite force it wide. Walks it down to the faceoff. Nice shot. Loose in the slot. Saved by Shell. Still loose in the middle. All kinds of pushing. And we'll do it all again. Face off to the right of Shell is what they're saying. Sheehy to the dot. Wins the faceoff, sends it to the far side, hits Henkel's back side of the skate. Now Sheehy tries to walk out again. Into the corner. Lincoln's got it. Shift out in front. Knocked down. Henkel sends it out of the zone. Sent back in by Lincoln. Henkel back up on his feet. He'll work it across the red line. Takes it in front of the bench. All the way down below the goal line. Shot out in front. Travis will cover for a whistle. Now we're down to 4 minutes. In a 1-0 game favoring the Saints. Shots on goal favor the Saints. 24-17. Saints will send out Ruiz, Weiner, and Hill. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Gets it back. Sent on net. Travis blades it to the corner. Lincoln tries to force it out and does. They'll get it out to center ice. Landon Schultz takes it away. Now knocked back in. Someone's got to get there. Shot, fired wide of the net. Picked up there. Cade Weiner chips it off the boards. Gets it himself. Works it out to neutral ice across the center dot. Into the zone. Spins to get away from one. Shot, fired up high over the net. Played up the near boards. Sammy Ruiz drops it off there for Zick. Tried to be gloved down by Weiner. He's got it in the slot again. Takes it away. Fired on net. Saved by Travis. Looks like we'll get Henkel, Sheehy, and Heacock back. 3:17 left in the third period. Sheehy to the dot. Lincoln wins. They'll send it back around behind the net. Henkel drives him back behind the goal line. They'll play it back to the near side. Still want to break out that far side. Sent into the zone. Anders back to get it. Played through the middle. Nice steal by Anders. Now it's Alex Henkel. He's got Jackson Heacock. Oh, can't quite get it to him. Just on sides. Dumps it down to the corner. Back behind the net. Lincoln will play it off the boards. Sheehy knocks it away at the blue line. Lincoln gets it back to the red line. Now it squirts loose. Heacock pokes it loose. Gets it ahead to Sheehy. Sheehy's got Henkel with him. Tries to get it to the middle. Can't quite get it there. Loose puck. Lincoln the other way. Heacock with a nice back check. Saved by Andy Schell. 2:22 left in the third period. Shots on goal 26-18 favoring the Saints. Saints just trying to make this one goal stick right now. Get Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Controlled by Lincoln. Loose in the slot. Now it's played out to the far side. Lincoln from the blue line. Sends it on net. Blocked in front by the D. Sammy Ruiz walks away from it. Tries to get it to Cade Weiner. Can't quite connect. Lincoln hard off the boards. Back to Liam Henry. He'll go over to Landon Schultz. Can't quite handle it. Lincoln into the zone. Knocked off the puck rudely. Played ahead. Sammy Ruiz can't control it. Still battles for it, though. Nice play there by Sammy. Down to the corner is Cade Weiner. Cade gets it back to the blue line. Schultz tries to feed it back down. Lincoln takes it away. They'll go back behind the net. Played it up the near boards. Peary's there. He sends it up to Jensen Hill. Jensen gets it ahead to Sammy. Gets a touch. 1:28 left in the third period. Lincoln tries to work it out the far side. Sent into the zone. Shell back to get it behind the net. Leaves it there for Ben Zick. Zick runs into some Lincoln defenders behind the net. Sheehy there helped to dig it out. Taken away from him. Shot fired on net. Blocked in front. Matthew Travis out of the net. Wrapped around to the near side. Back to the point.
1 minute remaining in regulation.
Blocked by Alex Henkel. Cade Weiner sends it the length of the ice for an icing. 52 seconds left. I'd expect a Lincoln timeout here. Look, it's a Lincoln timeout.
Timeout, Lincoln.
So with just 52 seconds left to go in the third period, Saints have been clinging to the one-goal lead. Xander Sheehy got him in the second period. Lincoln is insistent on breaking it out the far side. See if that costs him in the long run. The defense and Andy Schell have been amazing all game. Exceptional play from Liam Henry, Landon Schultz, Benzik. Looks like we'll get Sheehy, Henkel, and Heacock out. Take this defensive zone face-off. Net will be empty on the other end. Bucks down. Lincoln controls temporarily. Battle forward. Now knocked down back down to the corner. Sheehy's there to get it. Tries to play it off the boards. Lincoln battles for it. Tries to send it forward. Sheehy still knocks it back. Now out in front. Loose puck. Holy cow. Still loose. Shell with another save. Liam Henry spins away from one. 21 seconds left. Sheehy will try and muck it on the end boards. Make him dig it out. And they do. Thrown up to the far side. Back to the point. Dumped on net. Loose puck in front. Shell covers for a whistle. 8 seconds left in the third. We'll get Cade Weiner, Samuel Ruiz, Jensen Hill, Ben Zick, and Anders Hill out for these last 8 seconds. Sammy Ruiz to the dot. Get a whistle. I think we started the clock just a half second early. I don't know if anyone knows this, but putting it, oh, they got it. Putting 8 seconds on with no decimal point is always easy to do. Bucks down, won by Sammy. Others will take it to the end wall and try and tie it up there. All kinds of shoving. Someone's getting a penalty. Delay game. I have never seen that call in my life. The puck couldn't have been tied up there for a tenth of a second. Sandy Ruiz wins it to the corner and not a do it. So that's the final here from Dubuque. The Saints are victorious. 1-0.
Lincoln 0. Shots on goal.
Shots on goal finish up 26-20 in favor of Dubuque.
A great game tonight by both teams.
Sheehy with the game winner and only goal.
We'll see.
Our man and Ted, son-in-law, telling you if you can find a rink, you can find a